What's up guys, thanks for watching another video. As we saw in the last video, got the coilovers on, car's looking real nice. And although it looks nice, I think we need to do some minor adjustments on it. I want to lower the front a little bit, and I think the rear needs to go a little bit lower as well. So I'm going to kind of show you guys what I'm going to do to figure all that out, make sure each side is the same and whatnot. And we're also going to wash the car and wash the new wheels we got on, the LTZ wheels. They're a bit dirty on the barrels, so I'm going to wash those pretty well. And then I will put on my LOLJUNK sticker. Got to represent the YouTube and Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's wash the car. Alright, so got the car all cleaned up, and now I think we can move on to actually doing some adjustments on the suspension, or the coilovers in this case. So what you're going to want to do is get yourself a ruler, preferably a hard ruler, not a tape measure. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure from the center of the wheel. Make sure you're in the center. You're going to measure from the top of the wheel well to the bottom of the ground, and you're going to record that measurement, and you're going to do that all four corners, and that's going to basically give you how high the car sits at each corner, and then you can make adjustments based on that. If you want to be perfect, you can be perfect on all four corners. For me, if I'm within, I'm going to say a quarter inch, if I'm within a quarter of inch to the other side that I'm measuring, so if the rear passenger is within a quarter of inch of the rear driver, I'm not going to make any adjustments. That's not worth my time. Anything more than that though, I'll try to adjust it to make sure it's accurate. And then you can try to get the front even with the rear as well. Just depends on what you're going after. In this case, I don't know if we're going to get the front and rear exactly the same, because I think I want the front a little bit lower than the rear, just because it can go lower than the rear. I've got the rear almost maxed out. I think we might be able to get another quarter inch out of the coilovers, but we'll see when I break into this. So let's do some measurements and get to the adjustments. Alright, so we got everything measured out, and now we can get the car on jack stands and start making some adjustments. Alright, got the car on jack stands. So I know that the strut itself is exactly the same on each side, but our measurement here on this side, on the passenger side, is a quarter of an inch shorter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the spring to do that. As long as I have a quarter inch of compression, I'll be good. So I think what I'm actually going to do is lower the spring as low as it can go and see if there's still compression while it's at full droop, which is obviously right now. And if it is, I think I'm going to just run each side at max low with the spring. Alright, so I'm going to make those adjustments right now. Alright, so I thought I could get away with not disconnecting the struts to loosen the spring, but it's just way too hard with the tension that's on the spring, so I did have to disconnect the strut here, and that gave me an easier way to lower the spring. So I lowered the spring compression all the way to the bottom of the locking ring, but I know there's going to be at least a quarter inch of compression, because there's at least a quarter inch between the lowest the strut will go and where the strut bolts in. So that's all figured out, so that's good. I'm gonna bolt everything back up, and then we'll move on to the fronts. Alright, this is future Tyler speaking, because past Tyler did a horrible job explaining. But for the fronts, what you're going to want to do for adjusting the height is you're going to loosen this collar, and what that's going to do is you're going to be able to rotate the entire assembly up or down. So if you loosen this, let's say 1/2 inch, you have it right here, you rotate this all the way down until this locking collar touches here, and you know that's 1/2 inch, and then you can of course tighten it. Spring, same thing. If you adjust your spring rate, I didn't because I already had it set, but anyways, you want to do this locking collar and then adjust this up or down, and that's your spring rate. Alright, so we lowered the car about another 1/2 inch here, and I got it sitting right how I want it for now, at least before the alignment. So now we need to get in alignment, and the other thing that I got to change up is the mud flaps. So since we lowered this car another 1/2 inch, the mud flaps drag literally on everything, so we're going to take those off. Alright, mud flaps are officially gone. Now it's time for an alignment. Alright, big shout out to Bell Tire in Rochester. They just killed it with the alignment. I don't know if you guys saw in the last clip, but this tire had like 2.5 degrees of camber, and now it's like perfect. I think we're at -0.5 degree, so we're really good in the front and the rear. So yeah, this car is sitting really nice now. Alright, there's a couple more things I want to do in this video before I wrap things up. First thing I want to do is clean out the interior, because it has been almost 2 years since this interior has been cleaned out, and it is definitely needing it. Second thing I want to do is put on the rear window sticker that I got with my Instagram handle and YouTube handle. So we'll get that put on, that way everybody knows who they're looking at when they see me on the road. And then final thing I want to do is put in the front LED turn signals, and that'll wrap things up for this video. So let's get to it. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. But before I wrap things up, thought I'd show you guys the new addition to the channel. So this is Otto. He is an Australian Shepherd, and hopefully we'll be seeing him in some future videos here. Maybe I'll bring him to a car meet or something, but I'll put his Instagram right here so you guys can go give him a follow. But yeah, that's gonna end it for this video, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.